If you're like me, you've probably also been watching a lot of these early access reviews of inZOI, and you probably also were very confused on still how to actually play the game.
I'm so confused.
Today, I'm going to be going over a few tips and tricks of how to play the game that makes it as super simple as possible. So the list of things I'm going to be showing you today is how to make a ZOI, how to get a house, how to use the user interface, how to make basic adjustments to your house, how to get a job so you can start making money, and last but not least, how to get a car. So let's get started. First things first, making a character. First things, I'm going to change it to a female, and then I'm just going to go to some ZOI presets. I have her right here. This is somebody that I got off Canva, and if you want to get someone from Canva, all you have to do is click on this C up here, and you're gonna have to do like a code the first time, but after that you can pretty much just, you know, search for whatever you want. Stylish, and then you're gonna have some people come up here. You click on it, and if you want it, just press download and it will show right up in your template right here, and then it will save to your preset. So she was from Canva, as you can see the little C, and now she's here. So if you want to pick a name, just randomize the name. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because I know a lot of you already had public access to creating a ZOI, so we're not going to spend too much time on this. Natasha Barrett, this is the age groups, and she is a young adult. So selecting a trait, you can take your time and like read through all of these, but for her, I'm just going to choose perfectionist, and that is going to be her trait. So select, and we're going to keep going. Desired life, this is optional. You can kind of just choose this if you want to, but I'm going to choose life of advancement. You can read through this when you get a chance, but that is just like their ambitions. If you're used to The Sims, that's the same thing, ambitions, and then perfectionist is just like traits in The Sims. So I know a lot of you are coming from The Sims, so that's kind of what I'm going to relate a lot of this stuff to. I'm not going to go too in depth with this other stuff, like I said, because the ZOI already looks good. Click through all of these things right here. You can go through face, body, outfit, accessories, and craft. Craft is like making your own stuff, but I did not do any of that for her. But if that is your interest, you can customize the clothing a little more, as you can see just using these toggles right here. So face goes through all of these presets: hair, skin, face characteristics like freckles, smile lines, eyes, and makeup. Body, you'll be able to choose the body size and then the body shape as far as muscle and body weight. Outfit, self-explanatory, obviously tops, outerwear, sets, bottoms, shoes, underwear. And then just like The Sims, you have different categories. So everyday, formal, school, sleepwear, party, sportswear, swimsuit, summer, and winter. All right, so once you're done with that, you can go to accessories. You can choose eyewear, necklaces, earrings, headpiece, nails. I know that one has been like a big hit among the community as far as nails, how much you can customize them, wristwear, so bracelets and things, rings, and piercings. All right, so that is pretty much the gist of making a ZOI. I'm going to put her back in her everyday clothes, and I'm going to press complete. All right, so if you wanted to make somebody else, you can create, you can go back and add a family member right here. I'm not going to do that because I'm not actually going to be using her in this tutorial. One thing that I found interesting was that if your Sims are already young adults, you cannot make them brother and sister, which is really disappointing because what if they're just sisters? Yeah, you can only do roommate, partner, mother, or daughter. I wanted my original Sims to be sisters, but that was not an option. So yeah, we're just gonna have to make them roommates. So when you're done, you just press create family, the Barrett family, complete creation. And I was from the edit city portion, but usually right away they will ask you to choose a house for your family. All right, so the families that you create are going to be here at the bottom. I'm not sure why they don't show the actual like faces of them. That would be a lot easier, but yeah. So this is the family that I have here. So if you want to choose them to go into a house, you have to go to your map first. So you just exit out of that, choose the house that you want for them. A place, like you just see the address here, 3140 Greenway Street. You don't know how many bedrooms it has, how many bathrooms it has, nothing. So I have 2 adult Sims, and like I'm just gonna have to hope that they have enough of what I need. But like I said, this is my first day, so if anyone has these little gaps that I don't have, comment down below and let me know. All right, so now that we have our property, you can even still choose which one to put. But like I said again, before you place a house, it does not say how many bedrooms it has, but you can go ahead and install it. All right, so it is installed here. As you can see, this is the room, the house here, but I'm not gonna play this family. I'm gonna go back to the family that I actually wanna play. But yeah, so far that is how to create a ZOI. So these are my 2 ZOIs that I made previously that I told you guys about. So this is Adriana, and then this is Alyssa. You have to kind of move the camera around to see them. But the way that I'm switching between them is by spacebar. So that's a little hack for you. If you want to quickly go between your ZOIs without having to manually look for them and click on them like this, like, oh, play this ZOI, and then go here, play this ZOI. Then just click your spacebar and you'll go through everybody in your house. That's a little hack. So next up, now that we have our ZOIs in the house, this is a 1 bedroom, but one thing I will say is good about inZOI when it comes to this. So even though this did turn out to be a 1 bedroom, you can actually assign, just like Sims, a double bed to 2 people. Even if they're not like, you know, a high relationship, they can still sleep in the same bed. I tested it, it works. That's a really great thing. And I'll show you guys just so you can see how the ZOIs move and everything. Sleep in the same bed, no problem. But I will most likely be turning this section into another bedroom so that they can both have their own room. Anyways, let's continue to go over the UI. So this is the time, this is the day here. And then this is the weather. You can ignore all these little white dots. The only thing you have to pay attention to is the colored sections here. So right now she's asleep, but other than that, she's feeling uncomfortable and she's also feeling tranquil. So, and it'll tell you why. You can kind of read through that. And then here, if you press this, it's going to pop up her needs. The good thing about this UI is you can kind of move it around to how you like, you know, it's not like stagnant in one place. So hunger, hygiene, sleep, bathroom, energy, recognition. This is the only new one besides the Sims. It's a need to be acknowledged by other ZOIs. If the recognition gauge remains low, the sad status might develop. So it's a little different than social, but that's mainly the newest thing that is not in Sims as far as needs. And also sleep and energy are separate, unlike Sims where it's pretty much the same thing. So click to focus is basically bringing into focus your sim here. And then these are the wants. These question marks up here are things that your sim wants to do, similar to Sims. She wants to run on the treadmill. We don't have a treadmill, so that's something we're probably gonna have to get. Right here is your queue for all the Sims, all the things that your ZOI wants to do. I have to get used to saying ZOI. It's gonna be a little learning curve. So right now she's asleep, but let's say I wanted her to come and, you know, smell the plant or water the plant. It's going to show up in the queue right here. So if I wanted her to stop sleeping and go on to the next thing, that's where you press that. So she smelled it and then she watered it, and you can see more things popping up for her wants. Next to the queue are her smartphone and her bag. So this is her inventory. There are only a certain amount of things that you can place in your inventory, but yeah, you can, like, let's say she wanted to put this food in her bag, that's where it would go, right here. And then if she wanted to take it back out, you would just take it out. And then she can sit back down and eat. Here is the edit city. So when I went and wanted to make a new family, I went to edit city, all families, create a new family, and when I was done, as you guys saw, it the new families show up right under here. So don't look for them at the top. They're not going to be at the top like the Sims. You have to go all the way to the bottom, and they're not going to have a picture. So that's something you're going to have to get used to. And I find, if you're wondering what mode I'm playing in, I'm and realistic right now, but if you like The Sims, I would suggest playing in Lovely. Like, I feel like this literally looks like The Sims. If you miss The Sims and you want to have that Sims feel, play in Lovely. Not Cartoon. Cartoon is going to make it way too exaggerated. But Lovely is just that wonderful in-between that just reminds you of The Sims. Like, you cannot tell me this is not giving like a mix between Sims 3 and Sims 4. It looks so good, but with all new gameplay. So it's kind of giving Sims 5, if you ask me. But yeah. So build mode, like let's say, right, they have this computer here, well, this laptop. Let's say I wanted a different laptop. So we're gonna go to furniture. We're gonna go to not bedroom, living room, kitchen, bathroom. We're gonna go to home office and we're gonna click on computer. Very similar to The Sims. It's giving Sims, like that's how The Sims is set up as well. And then I'm gonna put a computer, place it down, and then you're done. So I suggest not going too crazy when you're first starting with like build mode. Try to get as much stuff pre-made as possible, because the editing for this is just really intense. So I would, if I were you, just watch tutorials on it, because it's very confusing to me. So we're trying to be as basic as possible just to start playing. Just pick the furniture items that you want, because it's very similar to how The Sims works, and keep it moving, because it does get very intense. But I'll make a separate video on that. So now we're back and we have our new computer. So everything that you press is just gonna have options that you can do. Let's say I want her to write an essay. You can fill that out how you want. But I really love the feature how it pops up what she's doing on like a bigger screen just for you, because obviously she has her screen in front of her. So I figured the developers did this for us, that we can see what she's doing, and I think that's a really cool feature. And yeah, you can click around, play with other things, see how they work. But yeah, so that's build mode. And then the ZOI card, it just kind of shows you a snapshot of how your sim is doing and where they're at. And then relationships, it shows, you really want to pay attention to the lines, because everyone's going to have all three of these things here. It doesn't mean that they have a romantic relationship with all these people. You just have to look at the line and see where those are. So you're gonna have to earn money the regular way, which is getting a job. So like I said, you go to your phone, you go to career, and if you want to get more money, you get a full-time job. And you can see all the options up here. I'm gonna go to Plutus Financial, because you know, I think financial is probably one of the best ways to make some money. And then that's your job here. So up here is where you see your work hours, 9 to 3 p.m. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and it's $3.78 until you start getting, you know, promotions and stuff. So that's where you are right now, and these are the goals of where you want to get to. And then if you want to resign, you just resign. So let's say we wanted to get a car to get to work, right? You go back to your phone, you can press dream car, you can press buy, and then for now you can just get this $10,000 car. Here's the car right here. You can get in, open the trunk, wash the car, take a selfie with the car, repair. So it'll pop up right in front of your house. You get in, and now you can get in the car. Okay, so this part is very, very important. I'll probably have to make a separate video on this, because some people may not watch to the end. But a lot of you are going to get into your cars and you're going to be wondering, okay, why does none of this say drive? Why is none of my buttons working to drive my car? Why is it not going? And that's because driving is not automatic in inZOI. What you have to do is you have to go to your options, go to gameplay, and put driving experimental, go to driving experimental, enable manual driving, and put it on, okay? And then apply, or else you will not be able to drive your car. So now I'm in the car, and now I can actually drive. I'm using WASD right now. to drive. But yeah, now I can drive my car. I'm gonna have to get used to this. But I'm already getting in an accident. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. La La Land here, and I need to go home. So I'm gonna press go home on this little icon here. Why are you getting out the car to go home? She said forget this. So that's weird that they make them walk home instead of drive home. Maybe because I'm kind of close, I don't know. She said forget all that drive. She took the bus. She took the bus home. That's a little weird. So I hope when they're done with early access they work on that. But yeah, she's back home and her car is parked back in the parking lot. But alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a better idea of how to actually play inZOI now. And I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe.